Hi, it's Mrs. Morant with help on today's assignment, the lesson 11 practice, pages 98 to 99, and you're doing numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in today's lesson, we focused on some more parts of graphs of quadratic functions. And so the first question, select all true statements about the graph that represents y equals 2x times x minus 11. So these statements are all about x-intercepts and the x-coordinate of the vertex. And so let's just look at this equation here. So from this factor, I know that gives me an x-intercept of 0 because 0 would be the value of x that would make 2x equal to 0. So that gives me one x-intercept when x is 0, y is 0. And then from this factor, I know this gives me an x-intercept of 11 because 11 would be the x value that would make the function equal 0. And so when x is 11, y is 0. So those are going to be the x-intercepts of the equation or of the graph. And so let's see here, for x-intercepts, they are 0, 0, and 11, 0, so we're going to select B. And then the other question is about the x-coordinate of the vertex. So the x-coordinate of the vertex is going to be that x value that's right in the very middle of the two x-intercepts. So to find that, you can just add them together and divide by 2. So 0 plus 11 is 11, and 11 divided by 2 is 5.5 or 5.5. So that means answer choice H. The x-coordinate of its vertex is 5.5. Okay, so in number 2, select all equations whose graphs have a vertex, the vertex with the x-coordinate of 2. So again, the vertex is going to be right in the middle of the two x-intercepts. So if we can figure out the x-intercepts, and then what number would be right in the middle. So for A, the x-intercepts would be at positive 2 and positive 4 for x, which means right in the middle of those would be a 3, not a 2, so it's not A. On B, this would have an x-intercept when x is positive 2, and for the other one where x is negative 2. And the middle of those two numbers is 0, so not B, because again, we're looking for an x-coordinate of 2. C, for x minus 1, that would give us an x-intercept when x is 1, and then for x minus 3, when x is 3, and right in the middle, so 1 plus 3 divided by 2, right in the middle is a 2. So C gives us an x-coordinate of 2 for the vertex. D, the x in the front gives me an x-intercept at 0. And then for x plus 4, that gives me an x-intercept when x is negative 4. The middle of those two numbers is negative 2, so not positive 2. But on E, the first x gives us an x-intercept when x is 0, and then also when x is positive 4. And again, when I add these together and divide by 2, the number in the middle of 0 and 4 is 2. So select E. All right. Next, we have some practice on x-intercepts and then the x-coordinate of the vertex. So each of these examples actually has two x-intercepts. So for the first one, that's easy. That's just x equals 0. So 0, 0 is one of the intercepts. And for the second one, x minus 2. So we want to know, when does x minus 2 equal 0? And that's going to just be matter of adding the 2, and so x equals 2. So the other x-intercept is 2, 0. And then the x-coordinate of the vertex, so I add the 2 intercepts together, find the number in the middle by adding them together and dividing by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay, so following the same idea that we've seen a lot now of finding those x-intercepts from factored form, I know this is going to be, if x is 4, that would be 0, and here if x is -5, that would be 0. So then our two x-intercepts are 4, 0, and -5, 0. And then to find the x-coordinate of the vertex. Again, we have to find the number in the middle of 4 and -5. So to do that, we add them together, 4 plus -5, and divide it by 2. 4 plus -5 is -1, and -1 divided by 2 is -0.5. All right, on the last one here for this -5x, it's -5 times x, so we need x to be 0 to get this to be 0. So that's one of our x-intercepts, 0, 0. And then for the second factor, 3 minus x. Well, x needs to be 3 for this to be 0 when you go 3 minus x. 3 minus 3 is 0. So 3, 0 is the other x-intercept. And then the x-coordinate of the vertex is, add the two x-intercepts together, 0 plus 3, and divide by 2. So 3 divided by 2 is equal to 1.5. Okay, and then that brings us to number 4. Which one is the graph of the equation y equals x minus 3 times x plus 5? So for y equals x minus 3, that tells me there's going to be an x-intercept when x is 3, y will be 0. And for x plus 5, the other x-intercept when x is -5, y is 0. So I'm looking for x-intercepts at +3 and -5. So this has -5 and -3, so not A. 3 and 5, so not B. -5 here and +3 here. So that tells me this is going to be graph C. And then graph D is just the opposite. The 3 is negative and the 5 is positive, and that's not what we were looking for. All right, so that is the end of your assignment. I hope you found the video helpful and enjoy your day.